Hello, guys. It is me, your host Shiro, and welcome to the Hollow Sound podcast. Here with me today is Trexador and a new guest, Wayne. Say hi, you both.
Hey,
Hi.
And today's topic in the Hollow Sound podcast is the supernatural and extraterrestrial. The general belief that there's more out there than just us, and the idea that there's more to death than what we believe. Personally, on my stance, I believe that there is more to death than what we may think there is. The idea that souls can get left behind is quite questionable at most. But with like the availability of YouTube, it's very interesting to watch other people's beliefs on that. As for extraterrestrials, it is hard to believe that we're the only life forms out there. I would believe that there has to be some other planet with some kind of form of life on it. But that's just my opinion. What are your guys' opinion? Trex, you can go first.
oh yeah, I definitely believe in that. Uh, Amount of chances there are. I mean,
If you need more time to talk, you can just let Wayne give his opinion first.
yeah,
Okay. So, my opinion on the subject would be I guess I find it really difficult to believe that if there was, that we are the only species that has ever evolved this much in the entire universe. I think that's a little self centered to believe that, and honestly, probably a little ignorant. So, I definitely think there are other forms of intelligence out there. I mean, the world is huge, right? We don't even know how big it is. It's constantly expanding and all that. So, on the subject of ghosts and other extraterrestrial beings, I guess, um, humans will always find a way to label what they don't understand, to categorize it. So, though there may not be things like ghosts and zombies in other things outside of the a normal specter, and it may not be in fits in those classifications, there are definitely things out there that we can't explain.
Very interesting point that to say humans will find a way to label something. With the ever increasing evolution of technology, we have found ways to uh, find more out about the world around us, and with the ever increasing medical advances we can cure that of which has not been possible in the history. And what's the reason I mentioned that the evolution of technology is because in the history, our past, we have tried to write off most mental illness and diseases as being possessed or tainted by evil, and as such, many people with these illnesses and that would die because of lack of medical treatment, because of the misunderstanding between it, and that generally that's just a really interesting thing to point out. As for the supernatural, uh, I do believe there's more to death though. Um, but to just on our past to write off things as like it's the way of the our Lord, the God, to say that has to happen. So someone gets a disease or mental illness and they die from it. It's because of that, like the religion, basically. Mm. Uh, More onwards towards video proof, I guess, since we're covering a broad topic, I guess, just trying to talk about the supernatural belief, afterlife, and extraterrestrials. It would be surprising not to mention the many videos on YouTube that is trying to show that people try to pass off for real evidence. And I obviously don't believe most of them, because seeing is not always believing. But a lot of videos are interesting, and I do want to say, I do want to hold on to the fact that there may be a video out there that is strong evidence of something, but amongst how much fake or hand created content there is that mask this possible real evidence, it would be, even if the evidence is staring us in the face, a lot of people probably wouldn't believe it because of all the other content that would be around it. What is your guys' thoughts on ghost videos and alien caught on tape videos on YouTube? You have nothing to say, Trevor, or Lane?
So concerning videos, people are going to believe what they really, again, like it's an overused term, but it really applies. People are going to believe what they want to believe. If you are an avid ghost fanatic, then you are going to look at that evidence and you're going to see it and you'd be like, this is proof, right? This is avid proof. And then those who aren't going to see something that contradicts their views and just accept it. They have to obviously put it through various numbers of personal kind of checkpoints before they start to believe the truth is the truth. And so you're going to have to either make a very convincing video that will change people's beliefs entirely, or people's beliefs just won't change no matter how much evidence you put in front of them.
You got anything to say on this, Trevor? Or Traxador? However you want to say your name. It's Trevor. Nothing, I guess. Yes. So, well, since the topic at hand is becoming quite vague and there's not much more I can think of off the top of my head to contribute to it, we will be moving on to the second thing I have laid out for us. As with much of our history and what is commonly believed to be real today, a lot of what we believe now comes from our history, from folklore, from rumors that are spread from family members to family members, a belief that is shared and is it's shared amongst the community to each other. And I'm here today with 8 questions for my 2 other hosts here with me now to work together if they want to, or they would like to compete against each other. Your guys' choice. What would you guys like to do?
It's up to Trevor.
Trevor, are you there right now? He may have walked away from the mic from us. Yeah, I think he walked away from the mic.
Okay, so I guess just ask me questions, I guess.
We're sorry about Trexador. We don't know what happened to him. Maybe technical issues. So we're moving on.
Technical difficulties. Okay.
The questions are across Greek mythologies, as with anything. A lot of things do originate from the Greek, I believe. And so I have 8 questions, as I previously stated, and I'll be asking them one at a time with an answer, and I'll give a sort of a background response into that. So, question 1. Oh, and also, to win this, you only need to get about... There's 8, so I would say 6 out of 8, right? To win. Some of these may be difficult with how I worded them out, but there's a couple of them that are pretty much given to you. So if you win the title of the Greek Master or the Greek Mythology Master, whatever suits you fancy. So, question 1. The beast with a gaze that defeated millions. To stare at it would mean your life.
Medusa.
Correct. In Greek mythology, Medusa was a monster typically described as a winged human female with a hideous face and 11 venomous snakes in place of her hair. Question 2. Beautiful bodies that like women, but if you're evil, be wary. They'll carry you away.
They'll carry you away, or they'll kill you away?
They'll carry you. Pick you up
Okay.
and swoop away.
Harpies.
Correct. In Greek mythology, harpies are monsters with human female torsos and face, but the arms and legs of a bird. They steal food from their victims while they are eating and carry away bad guys. Question 3. This beast guards a realm where souls go. With its 3 heads, it prevents the souls from leaving.
Cerberus.
Correct. Is a monstrous multi-headed dog who guards the gates of the underworld, preventing the dead from leaving. Question 4. The haunches of a life and wings of a bird and head of a human. Fail my riddle and you'll meet with a terrible fate.
Chimera.
Nope. I'll give you like 2 guesses.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's the Sphinx. My bad.
Yeah, I feel like you may be Googling this. Just saying.
No, I'm not. I'm
You're
not.
doing pretty good on this. Not much else to say about the Sphinx besides they were thought of as guardians of temples. Question 5. I am many in one. Various parts of my body resemble that of others. I am often perceived as wild, imaginative, plausible, and dazzling.
Okay, so it's like I'm actually kind of stumped on this one. I don't know. So it's like a guy with a bunch of bodies on his, a guy with a bunch of faces on his body. That's kind of weird.
Do you give up?
I don't know. Sure.
Okay.
What is it?
I am many in one. Various parts of my body resembles that of others. I may have worded this quite vaguely, but it was supposed to be the chimera, because many parts of its body is a different animal to resemble something else.
Oh, you could have said different animal. I thought you were talking about human body. I thought it was like a spin-off of the centipede here.
Yeah, like if I would have put animals in there, it probably would have been much more obvious. So,
yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, the chimera in Greek mythology is usually depicted as a lion with the head of a goat arising from its back and a tail with a snake head at the end. Question 6. This is a pretty easy one. A giant water snake with many heads. Cut one off and 2 more take its place.
Hydra.
Correct. The Hydra was a giant water snake with 9 heads, one of which was immortal, and in Greek mythology was defeated by Hercules and his cousin. Can't forget that sidekick, his cousin, whose task was to cauterize the wounds after he cut off one of the heads to prevent them from regrowing. That noise is Trex's computer right now, so maybe he'll fix it. Yeah, thank you. Question 7. This is an easy one. A long-lived bird that regularly is reborn and often associates with the sun.
Well, you see, I think that's actually not Greek mythology. That is, in fact, Egyptian mythology, but it is, in fact, the scarab.
Yeah, we're off.
Yeah, Ra would be the god. Oh, I think Trevor already said it.
What did you say, Trex?
What I think what Trex said was the Egyptian god Ra.
I think he came back to just tell you you were wrong and then left. Wait, what was your thing? Did you say it was like a pharaoh?
Well, I said it was a scarab, and he said it was the Egyptian god Ra.
Oh, well, both of you are wrong. A long-lived bud that regularly is reborn and often associated with the sun. You both have. I didn't hear like Trex give an answer. Okay, no typing. I can hear that.
Okay.
Do you guys give up? I thought this was kind of obvious. What I was going for. It is a long-lived bud that is regularly reborn and associated with the sun. A phoenix. A giant red bud that takes new life by arising from the ashes of its predecessor.
A bird. I thought you said bug. And I was like,
oh.
I mean, that's a bug.
That may have been,
it's fine.
My part. Sorry.
It's fine.
Last question. I'm pretty sure you've already got like 6 out of these. You missed Phoenix and you missed Chimera. So yeah, like even if you miss this one, you still get 6 out of 8. So
yeah,
like last one, pure white in color and was an equine god.
Pure white in color. I don't know. Let's see.
Trex, are you there? Would you like to answer this? I feel like you would know this, Trex. Do you guys both give up?
Yeah, I can guess.
I was looking for the answer. Pegasus.
Oh.
An equine god, pure white in color. A wing-defined stallion, also known as the horse, usually depicted as pure white in color. He was sired by Poseidon and played the role as a horse god.
Man.
So, today, we learned a lot about the Greek mythologies and what they believed, which is, a lot of those were fairly common, animals, well, not really animals, but, creatures that are still depicted today in various forms and fashions. But, you also learn a little bit about them. So, everyone who watches is now gonna walk away a little bit smarter. Maybe not. Considering how many open gaps of, like, nothing happening in most of this, because, like, Trex just walked away.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Maybe he is there, and it's not responding. His mic isn't working.
Technical difficulties. Always a
Yeah, of course it couldn't.
Okay, so...
there it is.
You're back? You missed out on the, Greek mythology game show. I'll be sure to do more of those if you guys enjoyed doing that. I sure as heck enjoyed, you guys, like, answering them. I also enjoyed sharing some information with, everyone in general. I don't know how, reliable my sources are, since most of my sources came from a Wikipedia page, so, yeah, kids, don't go to Wikipedia. You see some dark things there. So, because it's near the ending of the show, we're moving into our final segment, our review segment. And, I talked with this about what
the review... It's having issues on its last legs, probably. Because the laptop doesn't last very long. Not quick. Can't fix it.
Mike's messing up?
The part breaks.
Okay, so we're gonna move into the review segment. So, I talked with Ray
that was interesting. I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah. I talked with Rain about this. I don't think Trex, he's going to be getting, this movie we're going to be talking about on DVD soon. But, I've already seen it on, I don't know what it is, like pay-per-view. and Trex just disconnected. And Wayne says he's watched it. So we're talking about Deadpool, with the main actor being and main star being Deadpool, played by Ryan Reynolds. I may pronounce that incorrectly. For those of you who do not know who Deadpool is he's not really a superhero, but in the movie he's depicted as kind of a superhero. He's more of a vigilante / anti-hero, who has cross-dimensional awareness, being he can communicate and is aware of outside references and jokes. And he basically breaks the fourth wall, is what I'm trying to say. And the movie, I think, has just everything a person needs in a movie. Tons of dirty, weird jokes, tons of violence and blood and gore. Like, just in the trailer, you see the SUV flipping scene. Yeah, that scene alone expands for a large duration of the movie, and it is really interesting. There's a lot of backstory, and with any hero movie, they change a bit of the story to make it all fit in one movie. So there is, of course, some changes from the comics to the big screen. There's also, for those youngins who are looking to go and check it out, there is, of course, a sex scene, so be sure to have your parents' permission before you go into the theater, or if you watch it on DVD. Just know you're going into what I think was a 10-minute long sex scene. But that's not what you came here, when you go to watch Deadpool. You didn't come for the sex scene, you came for Deadpool.
I mean, some really pent-up people might come for just for the sex scene. But, I mean, if that's the case, guys, Pornhub's right there. One click away.
Yeah. I believe the rating system we had was a 1 out of 5, since when I last checked. So, my rating is, probably a 5 out of 5. It's a really solid movie. I would probably watch it again if I had access to it. Pay-per-view only lasts so long, so what's your opinion on it?
I'd say a 4.5 out of 5. I really think that Deadpool is just one of those characters that's really fun to both watch and play, and they did a really good job adapting the voice of Marvel from Deadpool comics into a big screen scenario. Now, what they did was, if you haven't seen the movie yet, they essentially break the fourth wall and they talk to the audience, which is an interesting concept from a movie design perspective, because then you have to balance all the original storylining, plus know when to actually do those side references for the audience. And there's even a point where he kind of climbs on top of the camera, and so he knows everyone is there, knows everyone's watching, but he just plays it out because that's his role as a comic book anti-hero. Now, his powers, if anyone doesn't know, is high-speed cellular regeneration, and this regeneration is, for all intents and purposes, it can't be restricted other than comic book metals, such as, I think, there's one carbonadium, yeah, and his swords are actually vibranium as well. And it's funny, it actually has a lot of references to the movie X-Men Origins, when Deadpool was originally supposed to be revealed, but it was so terrible that they took off Ryan Reynolds was actually in that movie as well. But in X-Men Origins, they completely missed the point of Deadpool. Just made him into a sword-killing guy with his mouth kind of sewed shut. Whereas Deadpool is really known for having wisecrack humor, almost matching up to that of Spider-Man's or Spider-Man's banter. Yeah. So honestly, I think they did a decent job with adaptation to the movie screen.
Wait, did they actually? I mean, I watched the movie somewhat closely, but did they actually like make those references with his swords? Because I don't think they ever made that clear
Which
that
one?
his swords are made from that.
Oh no, it's just something you know as a comic book, as a comic book fan. But if you look in like the last scene of the movie when he finally reveals his face, he has a picture of the actor that played Wolverine, Hugh Jackman's face from Sexiest, from like
Spoilers.
whoever runs
who's to say?
Sexiest Man. Yeah, exactly. Whoever runs Sexiest Man's Alive. They put Hugh Jackman on the cover a few years ago, and so they had that working for him. Just another reference to the X-Men Origins movie. So just a few Easter eggs in there for all you comic book aficionados out there.
Okay, so thank you all for tuning in. With our finishing words, we do recommend, highly recommend, that you go check out Deadpool if it's still in the theaters near you, which I really doubt that. If it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, be sure to check it out. It is really worth every cent. I don't know. If they charge $100, probably not worth that much money, but still, it's a great movie and all. While you're at it, you can go play the game. The game itself is also far more fourth wall breaking than one can imagine. And thank you all for listening. And this is your host, Shiro and Wayne. We'll talk to you next time.